Good morning, everybody. Another Sunday morning sneak down, so to speak. It's about 7:30 on Sunday morning, December 27th, 2 days after Christmas Day. So, anyways, I'm going to do something a little bit different this morning. A couple things a little bit different this morning. First, I want to talk about this is a trial run of a new camera. Not really a new camera as far as ownership, but a new camera as far as I don't believe I've ever used this camera to shoot YouTube video. This is actually a Samsung camcorder. I forgot what model it is. It's a uses a memory card, so I don't know how good the storage is going to be. Heck, I don't even know what mode I've got it in right now. But bought this camera. I think at Kmart of all places on a Black Friday super low price deal kind of thing. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and thought, oh, it'd be nice to have a nice really small compact camcorder to take places. And then it turns out it seems like anytime we went somewhere with the kids or anything and we needed video, we just used one of the cameras we have in video mode. My wife's bought her for birthday or Christmas a few years ago. I got her a Canon Rebel EOS, I think, something like that. I don't know. It's a really nice digital camera, and the video mode on that actually is pretty good. Of course, I wouldn't be caught dead using that down here in the workshop if I knew what was good for me. So anyways, since this camera's been sitting in the drawer and not doing anything, I never wanted to use it for YouTube videos because I didn't want it to get dinged up down here in the shop or greasy hands all over it, that kind of thing. But I've gotten to the point now where one of the major problems with my videos, I think, is the quality of the video. When I watch other guys' videos and then I look at my videos, I go, wow, you know, there's like times where I think, boy, you know, it'd be nice if this wasn't so grainy or blurry or whatever. And of course, you know, I know with the GoPro, the Heroes, you know, that seems to be the camera of choice for a lot of these YouTube things. And I did look at them again. I keep looking at the prices on them, and they seem to really hold their value. They're up to, like, I don't know how many different versions now, and even when you look at some of the older used ones, they're still commanding some decent money. Alright, so I have no idea what this video is going to look like. You know, the other thing that's weird about these cameras is basically what I've been using for cameras to date are well, for those of you who've watched a lot of my earlier videos, my earliest videos, like the Arctic Cat project, I think that was the first series I really did on YouTube. On those, I believe I used, I forgot what the heck it's even called now. I had I think it was a little Sony camcorder called, I think it might have been called the Snappy. I honestly don't remember now. But anyways, it was a really small compact thing, and it actually seemed to work pretty well. And no, it wasn't a Snappy. What the heck was that thing? Was it a Go Video? Well, that's bugging me now. Anyways, that's history, pal. So I got rid of that. Bloggy, that's it. Maybe I did have a Go Video in there at some point. Had a couple of them actually. Had a black one. That was the first camera. Then something happened with that where it developed an audio problem where it would randomly start generating static while recording, and I had no idea what was going on until when I would go back and play the video, there'd be all this static in the audio, and sometimes it would get pretty bad. So then I replaced that one with a little bit newer model. It was a white one. I was using that for a while. I forgot what ended up happening to that. That may have gotten damaged, I don't remember. And then I ended up getting a Sony Bloggy, B-L-O-G-G-I-E. That was a really small compact camera. That seemed to work really well for a while. That one I do remember I finally ended up managing to break that one completely somehow. I forgot how. Fell down or something fell on it or something. And the screen cracked, and the problem was on that one, the screen on the back was a touch screen. So the problem with that camera is it still shoots video perfectly fine, except for the fact that you can't really control any of the features, so kind of makes it useless. And I've had this little Sony camera, this little Sony CyberShot 8.1 pixel. This actually can shoot in full 1080i, believe it or not, even though it's an older Sony. And it's actually a pretty darn good little camera. And when I shoot this in video mode, a couple interesting things about this camera. The main drawback with this camera is that when you start recording in video mode, you can no longer control the zoom feature. So you can't zoom in while it's recording. So you literally have to pause it, tighten the shot, and then start recording again. Not that big of a deal. Battery life isn't so great in video mode, and the memory card I have in here, I forget what size it is, but I don't know what the largest card I can put in here is, but the one that I have in here, it's actually so old and so worn from being taken in and out so many times, I can't even read. Oh, it's only a 4 gig card, so that kind of limits how much video I can store on here in HD. But the thing that really blows my mind about this camera is the fact that this camera actually, the video files that this camera makes, for some reason, when I go to edit these video files on my Mac PC, the Mac PC is able to, I don't know if the term is render, but it's able to do things with those video files much quicker for some reason. In other words, when I load these files into Movie Maker, while I'm editing, I can cut out pieces of the video. But if I want to do like a fast forward or speed up type thing, like say I'm not talking and I just want to show you that I did something and I zip through it quick. Well, when I go to select that, if I haven't optimized the video, which is something that the Mac software does, if I haven't optimized the video, I can't do that special effect. I can't basically do any special effects on the video unless I've optimized it. Alright? Well, when you optimize the video clips, if you've got several clips to do, it takes hours. So I set it to optimize the video, and I walk away from the computer and it just sits there doing that for hours. And I noticed that when it optimizes these video clips from this camera, it's able to do them quicker for some reason, even though they all appear to be just MPEG format. So I don't know why. Whereas this is the newest Bloggy that I bought. This is the Bloggy HD to replace the old Bloggy that I broke. And this one doesn't have a touch screen on the back, and it's got this little rotating head, okay, which is kind of neat. It's got a feature that as soon as you flip the head open like that, it turns on, and you flip the head back down, it turns off. This one I can zoom in and out while it's recording, so that's good. Major drawback with this camera is the battery. This little tiny lithium-ion battery doesn't hold much power, so I don't get a lot of record time out of this. So this is the camera that you see more than not the one that the battery is dying on me. Typically it's this one. And I didn't buy an extra battery for this because I just kind of felt that I was always going to end up replacing this with something better at some point. So that's that. The other problem with this camera's not good in low light. I notice when this camera's outside shooting video, it does a much better job in sunlight. Down here in the shop, not so great. This camera, I can't get this camera to focus on a tight shot to save my life. I don't know why. I've checked, to see if there's a setting that I have wrong. It just doesn't want to do it. So like the other night I was shooting, turning on the Vernon lathe, and I wanted to get a shot of how smooth the surface or rough the surface was on the turning after I finished, and I couldn't get this darn thing to focus on there, even though I got a shop light right over the lathe, so I've got plenty of light over there. So I ended up grabbing this camera and snapping a couple of digital pictures in macro mode, and they came up fine. as far as I can tell. I haven't actually edited that video yet, but alright, so and then the other thing too is funny, both Sonys, this one, when it's making those videos, for whatever reason, it's taking a lot longer to optimize those videos. And the other thing too is even my software. I don't know whether or not I'm using like the completely wrong software to be doing this job, because the optimization process does something to the video quality also. Now I don't know whether or not it's garbage in, garbage out. That could also be the problem. But it just seems to me like some of the video that I shoot with even this camera or this camera seems to look a lot better on my PC when I'm playing it as just raw video files. And then it goes through and gets processed in the editing, and it comes out the other end, and it actually still looks good, but it doesn't look quite as sharp. Then I upload it in HD, which I didn't used to do because it used to take so long, but that's because I had a bad DSL line, because we're out here in the kind of in a rural area and we were at the end of the DSL capability, so a lot of noise on the line and crap like that. So what ended up happening was we finally broke down and we got cable, so now we have a broadband package. So now we've got better internet, higher speed there, so we're able to do uploads faster. So I was able to, I had actually already kicked up to HD a while ago, but so now I'm uploading in HD. I'm not uploading in 1080. I'm uploading in 720, I believe. And the only reason I'm not doing 1080 is because I had read online that supposedly YouTube does something at the other end there that ends up kind of undoing all of your good work in 1080 anyways. I don't know if that's true. See, I got a lot to learn about this stuff. But anyways, and I'm sure this video is going to get a lot of comments, suggestions, things that I should be doing or shouldn't be doing, that kind of thing, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I look forward to any positive input. So I think what we're going to do now is I'm probably going to stop. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to double check those camera settings, because in case I'm not in HD right now, that's no loss, because you don't need to see my ugly mug. And so I'll check the settings, and then we'll shoot just a little bit more video to see if there's a difference, or I'll let you know if I had everything set already. And then we'll probably end this video here and close this video out, because then we'll get to what I came down here for this morning. Okay, looks like I had it set at the optimum setting as far as resolution goes. It doesn't actually tell you what the resolution is on this camera. It just says there's video normal, web fine, TV normal, TV fine, TV super fine. So I got it on TV super fine. So I don't know, I gotta look up the specs on this camera. But well, actually I think it says it right on the side. Got those little stickers they stick on there when they sell the camera. I never took them off. I've got it set for the 16:9 aspect ratio, because that's what most HD TVs are and modern computer screens. Recording capability 4 hours and 10 minutes. That must be the battery. Well, that's funny. I had to get my glasses because it's hard to read this. This is a 65 times zoom in telezoom, which means it's digital zoom. The optical zoom appears to be 52. So it's still got a pretty good optical zoom. Super long life battery, 4 hours, 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll see. Long recording time, H.264. I don't know what that means. IntelliStudio built-in PC. Yeah, like you're going to really do editing on this little tiny thing. I mean, it's just got some features built in. You can do black and white and some special effects and stuff. That's probably what they're talking about there. Not like you're going to do editing on the fly. But I actually don't see anything on here telling me what the darn specs of the darn camera are. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have bought this if it wasn't HD. Imagine that. Imagine it's not even HD. Well, then if this is an HD, then it's going to be a very short-lived use for me. Here, we'll go up in quality of video, not down. Alright, so we're going to have to take a look at the specs on this camera at some point. Well, let me put it to you this way. If it turns out that that super fine video setting isn't in HD, you're probably not going to see this camera again. Unless the video quality actually looks better than anything I've got so far that is HD, which kind of doesn't make sense. This is my main workhorse right here. It says right on it, it's HD, full HD 1080. I don't know if it's 1080i or 1080p. You know, not really clear on that. The only setting that I've changed on this since I started this video is I did see the white balance had a fluorescent light. This is fluorescent light here in the shop, so I changed that to fluorescent light as opposed to, there was daylight, auto, and I don't know what else. But so I don't know if that's going to change anything. White balance has to do with balancing the camera's color, I believe, and essentially it has to do with making sure that your colors are uniform when you go from like fluorescent light to sunlight to whatever, something along that lines. I don't know, probably wrong about that too. I'm sure somebody will correct me. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to wrap up this video right here, and not sure, like I said, how this video is going to come out, and we're just going to fly by the seat of our pants. And the next video you're going to see should be the video on some Sony PS2s that I picked up dirt cheap.